on Fresh 107.9 FM.
By Bell's clock, it's 7 o'clock. Good evening. This is the national news and Fresh 107.9 FM, Abeokuta. I am Tunde Akimbe. First, the headlines. Ogun government steps up efforts to avert second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. Protests as government science school Ankara students remain in captivity. In business, Manufacturers Association warns against loss of gains made during border closure. And in sports, former youth international Dimeji Lawal decries quality of players in junior national teams. Stay tuned for details of these and much more presently. Now the news in detail. Ogun State Ministry of Health says efforts are being put in place to avert a resurgence of COVID-19 pandemic in all parts of the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tommy Koka, stated this at the ongoing 2021 Budget Defense Session held at the Assembly Complex, Okimoson, Abeokuta. Dr. Koka explained that the state government had initiated measures to improve the testing capacity carried out across the 20 local government areas, adding that the state government had received accolades for the massive testing, which will reach a total of 50,000 in the coming week. The commissioner noted that the state was still running its various isolation centers and decided to close down those that were underutilized to properly utilize funds and manpower, explaining that government will review its COVID-19 operations in the first week of next year for effective assessment of its various facilities. Meanwhile, Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong has tested positive for the coronavirus COVID-19. The Director of Press and Publicity to the Governor, Dr. Makut Macham, disclosed this in a statement today. He explained that the Governor took the test along with members of his family. While his result came out positive, that of others were negative. Although Governor Lalong is said to be asymptomatic, he has gone into isolation while the samples of his close aides have also been collected for testing. The governor, according to the statement, urged all citizens of Plateau State to observe all COVID-19 protocols as the pandemic is still prevalent. Niger State government has directed all civil servants to stay at home from December 21st, 2020 as part of efforts to avert the second wave of the coronavirus pandemic following the increased number of cases in recent times. The governor's directive was contained in a statement signed by the head of service, Salamatu Abubakar, today. According to the statement, the workers are to stay at home till further notice. The directive, however, excludes workers on essential services. Niger State has recorded 302 cases of COVID-19 with 12 deaths. The coalition of northern groups have demanded the rescue of abducted students of Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, Katsina State. They, however, shelved their plan to protest in Daura to register their concerns with President Muhammadu Buhari, who is in the town on a week-long visit. The national coordinator of the coalition, Balarabe Rufai, explained that instead, the CNG used the occasion to launch the Ash Bring Back Our Boy struggles that will go on ceaselessly until all the abducted children are returned alive and safe.
Our boys, bring back 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 our boys.
While explaining the reason why they shelved their plan to take the protest to Daura, the group said it is as a result of considerations raised by the security agencies in Katsina State. They added that the prevailing tense atmosphere across the state may not guarantee a peaceful ending of the protest, considering the crowd likely to be pulled out. Similarly, the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Uche Secondas, today led a protest demanding the rescue of the abducted students of Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, in Katsina State. The protest, which is tagged as Bring Back Our Boys, was held at the PDP liaison office in Maitama. The protesters, who included young boys and women, displayed placards with various inscriptions condemning the abduction and the failing security situation in the country. They insisted that President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration must rescue the boys from their captors and reunite them with their parents.
This is a peaceful protest to make the entire country and the international community to be aware of what is going on in our country. And all we are saying is that Buhari, bring back our boys from Katsina. It is important. We are in pain. The parents are in pain. The entire country are in pain. We are in agony. We are in sorrow. It is high time for the government of the day, the APC government, to bring back our boys from Katsina. And that is the bold statement by PDP today with this peaceful protest.
You've been listening to the national news on Fresh 107.9 FM, Abeokuta. Still to come. Persons living with disability protest at National Assembly gates. In business, Manufacturers Association warns against loss of gains made during border closure. And in sports, former youth international Dimeji Lawal decries quality of players in junior national teams. Stay with Fresh 107.9 FM. Welcome back. The Lagos State government has asked public and private schools in the state to vacate on Friday. In a statement today, the Director General, Office of Education Quality Assurance, Ministry of Education, Seriki Ayeni, said the 2020-2021 first-term academic session for public and private schools comes to an end on Friday, 18th December 2020. The statement said all public and private schools below tertiary level in the state are to close for the Christmas and New Year holiday on that day, adding that schools are to resume back on Monday, 4th January 2021 in compliance with the Lagos State Harmonized Academic Calendar. Mrs. Seriki Ayeni said it is important to know that borders are to resume on Sunday, 3rd January 2021, while academic activities commences immediately. A number of people living with disabilities from the Niger Delta region on Thursday stormed the National Assembly complex in Abuja to protest neglect by federal lawmakers representing them in the federal legislature. The aggrieved protesters, under the banner of Great Minds Foundation of People Living with Deformities in Niger Delta, forced themselves into the Assembly complex despite resistance by the security operatives at the National Assembly gate. The spokesperson of the group, Amos Etim, said they arrived at the National Assembly from various states of the Niger Delta to demand their rights from their representatives.
In our communities, when they come, we don't assess them. Now we came all the way from Niger Delta to this place, only to meet with them. We gave them a proposal for World Disability Day celebration and Christmas package. And we do a copy to all the Niger Delta senators, which they recognize it. And they refuse to attend to us. Day before yesterday, we came here. On arriving here, we hold the Senate President hostage. We told him that he's not going to go out except he talked to his colleagues to attend to us in the Niger Delta region, and which he did. He spoke to them. He told them that yesterday they should hold a meeting with us yesterday. And they failed. They refused holding a meeting with us. We came here today telling them they should hold a meeting. All they do is to send their security men against us because they know we cannot do anything. But these same people have been paying amnesty. They'll be paying Boko Harams. They'll be paying terrorists. They'll be paying themselves anyhow they want. They make laws for their pocket. They don't make laws for the poor people. They don't make laws for the less privileged. They only make laws for themselves. Today, we want them to come and make the law that will favor us and favor all Nigerians.
The Deputy Whip of the Senate, Senator Aliyu Sabi, who led other lawmakers to meet with the protesters, appealed for calm and said their grievances will be addressed.
We've heard all you have said, and you have every right to say those things you have said. But what we want to urge you is to please note that, like you said earlier, violence will not solve problem.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And we in the Senate, and in fact in the House, so let me say the National Assembly generally, even in our legislative agenda, we respect people who are in your condition. And that's why even the commission that is meant to solve your problems, we didn't give up until the executive signs it. And just last week, the board was approved by the Senate.
In business, the Manufacturers Association of Nigerian Men has asked the federal government to ensure that the gains from the closure of land borders in the country are not lost through resumed smuggling. The Director General of MAN, Segun Ajayi Kadri, said this today while reacting to the recent announcement by the federal government regarding the reopening of the country's borders. The MAN DG said the decision to close the borders were meant to be short-term measures to enable certain issues to be adequately addressed.
Have we, during this time of closure, been able to put in those measures that would justify the closure of the border? If we have not, then I don't think we have learned any lessons, and we have just lost revenue and allowed businesses to suffer. Tough decisions like this should be taken as short-term measures. It's not sustainable. And don't forget that we are into some agreements, both at the ECOWAS level and even FCFTA that is expected to kick in a matter of weeks. So these kind of measures will not normally be tolerated. But as a nation, you have to take steps to protect your citizens and to protect your economy, such as closures. But it must be short-term, and you must achieve your objectives quickly and reestablish relationship. Otherwise, you start to hurt yourself, which is what has happened in this case. But I think the hurt will only be worth it if we are putting measures that will not allow us to have a recourse to what was happening before the closure.
In entertainment, Nigerian musicians Stanley Didier, also known as Omale, and Temilade Okpeniyi, also known as Tems, have returned to Nigeria after their arrest in Uganda. Their return was disclosed by the official handle of the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri, on Twitter. A third person, Muyiwa Woniyi, who was among the arrested, has also returned. The musicians were arrested in Uganda for violating COVID-19 protocols during a concert in Kampala. The Ugandan government has since dropped the charges brought against the pair alongside their manager. And in sports, former junior international Dimeji Lawal says Nigeria will continue to stutter in International Youth Football Championship if the selection of players of the teams is not strictly monitored to ensure the right players are chosen to represent the country. Lawal, who recalled that Nigeria's international youth players were selected from the grassroots, schools and the leagues in the past, said the pattern ensured players were selected on merit and not influenced by any academy. He said the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, should verify the quality of players selected into the nation's junior team's performances, like that of the Under-20 national team at the just concluded WAFU Zone B Under-20 Championship in Benin Republic. The Flying Eagles crashed out of the tournament in the first round, thereby missing out on the chance to qualify for the African Under-20 Nations Cup and next year's Under-20 WAFU Cup. Before we end the national news on Fresh 107.9 FM, Abeokuta, here's a recap of the main stories. We told you that the Ogun State government has said efforts are on to avert second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. We also told you that the coalition of northern groups and PDP held protests calling for the rescue of abducted students in Katsina. And in sports, former youth international Dimeji Lawal has stressed the need for strict monitoring to ensure the right players are chosen to represent the country at age-grade tournaments. And that's the national news on Fresh 107.9 FM, Abeokuta. The news was edited by Wale Bakari. I am Tunde Akimbi. Thanks for listening. Good evening and compliments of the season.
from the rock city of Nigeria. Rock city of Nigeria. This is Fresh 107.9.
Ẹ̀kálẹ́ èyí níròyìn àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà tó ń dé sétí ìgbọ́yín láti iléeṣẹ́ rédíò ti Fresh 107.9 FM Abẹ́òkúta la ti ń ròyìn láti ẹnu Olúfẹ́mi Oyinẹ̀kan kí ẹ tó gbọ́ròyìn náà lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ gbọ́ àwọn kókó inú rẹ̀. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn sakitì máa pàṣẹ nínú akitiyan láti dínà mọ́ ìpele kejì àrùn COVID-19. Ìwọ́de ń gbéra wọn pọ̀n látàrí báwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Kankara ṣiṣẹ́ wà láhàámọ́ àwọn ajínigbé. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ń pèsè ohun èlò kìlọ̀ lòdì sí dídàbàrú àwọn àṣeyọrí tó jẹyọ lásìkò tí ẹnubodè wá wà ní títìpa. Agbábọ́ọ̀lù tẹ́lẹ̀ rí fún ikọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ di 12 wà bẹnu àtẹ́lù ìgbésẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi ń ṣàwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù lẹ́ṣà nínú ikọ̀ ọ̀jẹ̀wẹ́wẹ́ ilé wa wàyí o ẹgbọ́rọ̀ iná lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìlera nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn sọ pé ètò ti ń lọ lọ́wọ́ láti dènà àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn COVID-19 kéegun rẹ̀ bá máa tún dẹ̀kú borí mọ́gbà ìpínlẹ̀ yìí kọjá. Alábòjútó fétò ìlera Tómi Kókà ló sọ èyí níbi ètò wíwí àwíjàre lórí àbá ètò ìṣúná ọdún 2021 èyí tó wáyé nílẹ̀gbọ̀n aṣòfin Òkèmọ́sàn nílùú Abẹ́òkúta. Dókítà Kókà ṣàlàyé pé ìjọba ti sọpọlọ kalẹ̀ láti ṣàlékún àyẹ̀wò ní gbogbo ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ 20 pẹ̀lú àfikún pé ìjọba ti rí oríyìn gbà fún ètò àyẹ̀wò tí yóò máa lọ bí 50 lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. Alábòjútó náà wòye pé gbogbo ibùdó ìdánìkan wàá ṣì wà lójú iṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú àlàyé pé ìjọba yóò ṣàtúnyẹ̀wò lórí àwọn ìlànà COVID-19 lọ́sẹ̀ àkọ́kọ́ ọdún tó ń bọ̀ fún ìtọ́jú tó peléke. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Plateau Simon Lalong láyẹ̀wò ti fi hàn pé ó lùgbàdì COVID-19. Ọ̀gá àgbà lẹ́ka ìròyìn àti ìpolongo fún gómìnà Dókítà Marcot Macham ló ṣípayé èyí nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan lónìí. Ó ṣàlàyé pé gómìnà àti gbogbo mọ̀lẹ́bí rẹ̀ lógùn lé àyẹ̀wò COVID-19 tí àbájáde àyẹ̀wò sì gbé wá pé kò sí ohun tó ṣe àwọn tó kù, ṣùgbọ́n gómìnà Lalong nìkan ni COVID-19 wà lára ẹ̀. Bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé gbogbo àmì COVID-19 kò tí ì fojú hàn lára gómìnà, ó ti lọ sí ibùdó ìyàsọ́tọ̀ nígbà tí àyẹ̀wò ti ń lọ lórí gbogbo àwọn amúgbálẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ tó súnmọ́ pẹ́kípẹ́kí. Gómìnà Lalong nínú àtẹ̀jáde náà rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sí gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Plateau láti tẹ̀lé ìlànà tó ń dènà COVID-19 èyí tó sì ń fẹ́ kiri bí ewé ojú omi. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Niger ti pàṣẹ fún gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba láti ṣì fìdí mọ́lé náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ 21 oṣù kejìlá ọdún 2020 gẹ́gẹ́ bí arapa akitiyan láti dí gàgá ìpele kejì àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn COVID-19 látàrí bí òǹkà rẹ̀ ṣe ń gbẹnu sókè. Ìtọ́ni gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún ló wà nínú àtẹ̀jáde tí olórí lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọba Salamatu Abubakar fọwọ́ sí lónìí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jáde náà ṣe sọ, kí gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ sì dúró sílé títí dìgbà tí ìtọ́ni mìíràn yóò fi wáyé, ṣùgbọ́n àṣẹ yìí yọ àwọn tó wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ àkànṣe sílẹ̀. Ní báyìí ìpínlẹ̀ Niger ti ṣe àkọsílẹ̀ COVID-19 302 nígbà táwọn 12 ti jọ lọ nípè. Àgbáríjọpọ̀ àwọn lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ lẹ́kùn àríwá ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ti pè fún ìtúsílẹ̀ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Government Science Secondary School Kankara ìpínlẹ̀ Katsina, bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti da ìwọ́de bọ́ àkọ́ èyí tó yẹ kó wáyé nílùú Daura níbi tí ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari gbé wà. Ọ̀gá àgbà fún ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún Balarabe Rufai ṣàlàyé pé àwọn lo àǹfààní tí wọ́n rí láti ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ìkéde Bring Back Our Boys èyí tí yóò máa lọ kíkankíkan láìsinmi àti láìṣàárẹ̀ títí dìgbà táwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀hún yóò fi padà sílé láàyè àti láì farapa. Nígbà tó ń ṣàlàyé ìdí tí wọ́n fi ṣe gààyà lórí ìwọ́de tí wọ́n fẹ́ gbé lọ sí Daura, ẹgbẹ́ náà sọ pé wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ látàrí àbá látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò ìpínlẹ̀ Katsina. Wọ́n fi kún pé àyíká ìpínlẹ̀ náà tó dàbí pé sánmọ̀ rẹ̀ kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ funfun tó lè má jẹ́ kí ìwọ́de ọ̀hún jẹ́ alálàáfíà àti aláṣeyọrí bá a bá wo iye àwọn èèyàn tí yóò tún jáde pòópòó. Bákan náà, alága àpapọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP Uche Secondus lónìí léwájú ìwọ́de láti pè fún ìtúsílẹ̀ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Government Science Secondary School Kankara nípínlẹ̀ Katsina. Ìwọ́de náà tí wọ́n pè ní Bring Back Our Boys ló wáyé nílé ẹgbẹ́ PDP tó wà ní Maitama. Àwọn olùwọ́de lára èyí tá a ti rí àwọn ọ̀dọ́kùnrin àtàwọn obìnrin gbé onírúurú àkọlé lọ́wọ́ láti bẹnu àtẹ́lu ìjínigbé àti ipò tí kò fararọ tètò ààbò wà lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Wọ́n kọ̀ jálẹ̀ pé dandan ní kí ìṣàkóso tí ààrẹ Buhari ń léwájú fún dóòlà àwọn ọmọkùnrin náà kúrò nígbèkùn àwọn ajínigbé kí wọ́n sì di fífà lé òbí wọn lọ́wọ́. Ìròyìn àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà ló sì ń dé sétí ìgbọ̀yìn láti iléeṣẹ́ rédíò ti Fresh 107.9 FM lábẹ́òkúta. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti sọ pé kí gbogbo àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ tìjọba àti aládàáni gbọ́ludé lọ́jọ́ Ẹtì ọ̀la. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde lónìí, ọ̀gá àgbà pátá níléeṣẹ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ Sẹ́ríkì Ayẹni sọ pé abala kìíní fún sáà ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọdún 2020 sọ́dún 2021 yóò wá sópin lọ́jọ́ Ẹtì ọjọ́ 18 oṣù kejìlá ọdún 2020. Àtẹ̀jáde náà sọ pé kí gbogbo àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ìjọba àti aládàáni tó yàtọ̀ sáwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga di gbádàgbọ̀n fún ìsinmi Kérésìmesì àti ọdún tuntun. Nígbà tí wọn yóò padà sílé ẹ̀kọ́ lọ́jọ́ Ajé ọjọ́ 4 oṣù kínní ọdún 2021 ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àlàkalẹ̀ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ nípínlẹ̀ Èkó. Arábìnrin Sẹ́ríkì Ayẹni sọ pé ó ṣe pàtàkì fáwọn tó wà nílé ìgbé àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti padà lọ́jọ́ Àìkú ọjọ́ 3 oṣù kínní ọdún 2021 nígbà tí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ padà ní mọ̀nàwá. Òtútù bùrú àwọn èèyàn tí ẹ̀yà ara pè níjà láti ẹkùn Niger Delta lọ́jọ́bọ̀ ní kóra wọn jọ tépele láti yàwọ̀ gbọ̀ngàn ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà nílùú Àbújá láti fẹ̀hónú hàn lórí báwọn asòfin àgbà tó ń ṣojú wọn kò ṣe rí tiwọn rò. Àwọn olùwọ́de tínú ń bí náà lábẹ́ àti bàbá Great Minds Foundation tàwọn àkàndá èèyàn ní Niger Delta ya wọ gbọ̀ngàn ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àpapọ̀ bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò fẹ́ máa dá wọn lọ́wọ́ kọ́ lẹ́nu ọ̀nà. Agbẹnusọ ẹgbẹ́ náà Amos Etim sọ pé àwọn wá sílé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin láti gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ tó wà lẹ́kùn Niger Delta kí wọ́n lè béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n yàn sípò. Igbákejì akójànú ilé nílé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà Aliu Sabi tó kó àwọn tó kù sòdí láti bá wọn olùwọ́de sọ̀rọ̀ pé fún ìdákẹ́rọ́rọ́ pẹ̀lú àlàyé pé ohun ẹ̀bẹ̀ wọn ti di gbígbọ́, ohun tí wọ́n sì ń béèrè fún yóò tó wọn lọ́wọ́ láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà. Lẹ́ka okòwò, ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ń pèsè ohun èlò nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ti ké síjọba àpapọ̀ láti rí i dájú pé gbogbo àwọn àṣeyọrí ọlọ́kan òjọ̀kan tó jẹyọ látara bí wọ́n ṣe ti ẹnu bodè wá pa ṣáájú àkókò yìí kò forí ṣọpọ́n nígbà tí fífọ̀nà ẹ̀bùrú kọjá wọlé bá tún gbìnàyà. Ọ̀gá àgbà ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ń pèsè ohun èlò Ṣẹ́gun Àjàyí Kàdírù sọ èyí lónìí nígbà tó ń sojú ìwòye rẹ̀ lórí àwọn ẹnubodè tíjọba àpapọ̀ sọ pé kí wọ́n ṣe padà. Ọ̀gá àgbà náà sọ pé èrèdí títí ẹnubodè pa ní láti sọ gbogbo àwọn wíwọ́ di títọ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ètò ọrọ̀ ajé. Lẹ́ka àmúlùdùn, àwọn ọmọ olórin tó jẹ́ ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Stanley Didia táwọn èèyàn mọ̀ sí Omale àti Tèmiládé Ọpẹ́níyì Tems ti padà dé sílé lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n gbá wọn mú lórílẹ̀-èdè Uganda. Alága àjọ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà tó wà káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Àbíkẹ́ Dábìrì ló ṣípayá èyí lórí abala Twitter. Ẹnì kẹta wọn Múyìwá Ayọ̀níyì tọ́wọ́ tó ti padà sórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà bákan náà. Àwọn ọmọ olórin yìí ni wọ́n gbámú lórílẹ̀‐èdè Uganda látàrí pé wọ́n tàpá sí òfin tó ń dènà ẹni lọ́wọ́ COVID-19 lásìkò ayẹyẹ kan tó wáyé ní Kampala. Látìgbà náà níjọba ilẹ̀ Uganda ti kẹ̀sùn sáwọn àtàwọn amúgbálẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ dìgbọ̀ndìgbọ̀n. Lẹ́ka eré ìdárayá, agbábọ́ọ̀lù tẹ́lẹ̀ rí fún ikọ̀ jẹ̀wẹ́wẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa Dimeji Lawal sọ pé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà yóò kàn máa ṣubú ṣeré nínú ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lágbàáyé bí kò bá sí ìtọpinpin tó múnádóko lórí bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣàwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù lẹ́ṣà lójú ọ̀nà àti rí dájú pé àwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù tí múṣemúṣe wọn dá múṣemúṣe ló ń ṣojú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Lawal tó mú wá sí ìrántí pé látẹ̀yìnwá ìgbèríko, àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ àti inú líìgì ni wọ́n ti ń ṣàwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù lẹ́ṣà sọ pé èyí ń kó ipa tó láàmìlàaka láti rí dájú pé àwọn tó kájú kójú òṣùwọ̀n ni wọ́n mú ṣùgbọ́n kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí. Ó sọ pé bí àjọ NFF bá ti kọ́kọ́ ṣàyẹ̀wò lórí àwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù ọ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́wẹ́ ṣáájú àkókò yìí, ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ìdíje WAFB Under-20 nílẹ̀ olómìnira Benin kò bá má ti wáyé. Ẹ̀yìn yàrá ètò ààbò tó kún rẹ̀ lè dọ̀yìndọ̀yìn jẹ́ ojúṣe tèmi tìrẹ, torí náà bó bá rí lílọ bíbọ̀ tó mú ìfura lọ́wọ́ tètè ké gbàjarè. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹgbọ́ kókó níròyìn náà. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn sa kìtìmápá nínú akitiyan láti dínà mọ́ ìpele kejì àrùn COVID-19. Ìwọ́de ń gbéra wọn pọ̀n látàrí báwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kàǹkàrà ṣiṣẹ́ wà láhàámọ́ àwọn ajínigbé. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ń pèsè ohun èlò kìlọ̀ lòdì sí dídàbàrú àwọn àṣeyọrí tó jẹyọ lásìkò tí ẹnu bodè wá wà ní títìpa. Bákan náà làmúwá sétí ìgbọ̀yìn wípé agbábọ́ọ̀lù tẹ́lẹ̀ rí fún ikọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ di 12 wà bẹnu àtẹ́lù ìgbésẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi ń ṣàwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù lẹ́ṣà nínú ikọ̀ jẹ̀wẹ́wẹ́ ilé wa. Ọpẹ́ pàtàkì lọ́wọ́ Wálé Bákàrè tó ṣe àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn náà. Èmi ni Olúfẹ́mi Oyènẹ́kan jẹ́ o.
Fresh 107.9 FM lábẹ́ Olúmọ ó kilẹ̀ fàlàfàlà.
Ìsọjí ìkẹyìn èyí ni láti fi tó gbogbo ènìyàn pàápàá ìjọ Ọlọ́run àti àwọn ọmọ Ọlọ́run létí pé ìsọjí ìkẹyìn tí a ti ń retí fún ìgbà pípẹ́, èyí tí CAC Mountain of Salvation and End Time Revival Ministry Ọbádàoko lábẹ́ ìdarí ajínrere àti àlùfáà Emmanuel Agboola ṣe agbátẹrù rẹ̀ yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ láìpẹ́ ní gbogbo àgbáyé. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń fẹ́ gba iṣẹ́ Olúwa lọ́kùnrin àti lóbìnrin àti ẹ̀yin ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tí ẹ ò tí ì ráàyè wọnú iṣẹ́ náà nítorí àìní tàbí ìgbógun òkùnkùn, àsìkò rèé láti ṣiṣẹ́ náà. Bákan náà à ń fẹ́ àwọn àgbàlagbà ọkùnrin tí ọjọ́ orí wọn wà láàrin 70 sí 75 years fún iṣẹ́ àdúrà gbígbà. Bákan náà à ń fẹ́ àwọn instrumentalists, drivers, cooks àti choristers. Gbogbo iṣẹ́ wọ̀nyí ló dúró lórí owó oṣù. Ẹ pè sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyí fún àlàyé 0903 809 9074 0903 809 9074 tàbí 0810 997 9382 0810 997 9382. Olùkéde ìgbìmọ̀ ìsọjí ìkẹyìn. Èyí ni láti kéde fún gbogbo ènìyàn wípé à ń fẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ méjì nílé ìtura WAS International Hotel and Suites eléyìí tó wà ní Láfẹnwá Ìgbógìlà Ìgbà Road. Irúfẹ́ níbẹ̀ ṣeéṣe kí ó jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́mọkùnrin tàbí obìnrin tí yóò ṣetán láti ṣiṣẹ́ nílé ìdáná kitchen tàbí ibùdó ìgbàlejò reception. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni ààyè ilé ìgbé tún ń bẹ fúnrúfẹ́ ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ó bá ṣetán. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ pè àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 0706 530 4059 0706 530 4059 tàbí 0903 614 4823 0903 614 4823 tàbí kí ẹ kàn sí ilé ìtura WAS International Hotel and Suites ní Láfẹnwá Ìgbógìlà Ìgbà Road. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Hello. Mommy. Enjoyment minister.
I didn't say you.
Mommy, how you dey enjoy village now?
My darling, I dey enjoy myself, don't be small. Wait, you remember Uncle Femi now?
Yes, now.
In the year, he want to greet you.
Ah, Uncle Femi, good evening, sir.
Auntie Fiona dey yourself, or you greet her too?
Auntie V, compliment of the season, va.
Wait, talk to Uncle Jide, he won't hear your voice too.
Who be Uncle Jide?
You mean say you don't remember Uncle Jide? That time when you still small, then they come carry you go square?
Now you too can get closer to family and loved ones with 10% bonus credit on every recharge. Just dial *777# to recharge or recharge using Glow Cafe. Offer lasts till December 31st, 2020.
He never finish you. Oh, yeah, follow your grand auntie talk now. You don't go follow your uncle talk. See your cousin, no.
Glow Unlimited.
Make I tell you a story where they sweet me for body. It dey save me time. It dey near my house, yeah. If you want deposit money, withdraw money, or open account, yeah. Even if your bank is far, no need to dey waste your time, yeah. Go use EcoBank, Express Point, and your corner bank, Express Point. It dey near your house, Express Point.